Hello everyone and welcome to another UFC event review. I'm sorry I didn't post this yesterday because I was planning to, but obviously, for those of you who watched my last video, which was the review of a fight night, review of Sanchez versus Eddie Alvarez, then you'd know that I wouldn't be posting anything yesterday anyway because I was watching UFC 200 with my friend. The review for that will come tomorrow. But today we're covering the Ultimate Fighter Season 23 finale. I apologise if I don't remember too much of the fights. As I mentioned, it was not really a while ago, just a few days, but my memory is very, very fuzzy. So we're just going to get started with it. As always, I don't know anything. I just cover the fights that I was fortunate enough to see, which is primarily prelim and the main card stuff. Very rarely the fight pass stuff. No fight pass stuff in this case. I also, spoiler alert, if you don't want to be spoiled by any of the events, if you haven't by any of the fights, if you haven't seen the event yet, then watch the event or find some way to do it. Then come back here, I guess. I don't know. That's up to you. Anyway, we're going to get right to the prelim cards, and the first one it was Cesar Mutanch Ferreira against Anthony Smith. Mutanch won by unanimous decision. I think it was mostly just a wrestling game, and Mutanch won that. As mentioned, I don't remember too much of the event. Primarily, it's the undercard. I'm more forgetful about the prelim card. The main card I remember a fair bit of, but for this it was just So yeah, Mutanch Ferreira won. Yay. Was two opponents who actually scheduled to fight on the Ultimate Fighter season proper, but because one of them had the injury that forced him out of the competition, for those of you who've been watching my Ultimate Fighter reviews, you know who that is, they couldn't do that. However, they managed to get the chance at this event, and it was Josh Sansbury, who was Team Joanna's #1 pick, against Corey Hendricks. And Sansbury won by unanimous decision, managed to pretty much outdo everything that Corey tried. Corey did get some good stuff in, but Josh's versatility just completely outclassed Corey. Stansbury won by majority decision, if I remember correctly. Well, yeah, he did. Of course he did. You don't just say majority decision without being sure, but yeah, that's how he won. It was a really good showcase from him. I'm looking forward to seeing how well he'll be able to do in the UFC. Oh, that is better. So, it was another. It was a good fight. It was a lot better than the Mutanch and Smith one, apparently. Next up was a fighter making his debut in Matthias Nicolau. No, this wasn't his debut. Was it? I forget. But he fought against John Moraga, and Matthias Nicolau won by split decision. I don't really recall too much of this fight. I did watch it, I just don't remember it. So, well done, Nicolau. So, yeah. And closing off the prelim card in what might be the most half-assed review I've ever done on my channel, we have a fight I do remember more of: Gray Maynard versus Fernando Bruno. Maynard has been out of the game for a while, and to see him coming back in such a really dominant performance, not just out wrestling Bruno, but out striking him, which I think is a crucial facet that Maynard has always needed to work on in past fights, and he's worked on it immensely for this one. He's always had an underrated boxing game. It's always been very good, but he just hasn't used it much because he's mostly known as a wrestler. A lot of his victories have come by way of decision. So, a lot of his fights in general have gone the distance. So it was really, really cool to see him doing more than just wrestling. Bruno eventually did get tired out by the late second throughout the entire third round. So, Maynard put on a great performance, and that closes off the prelim card, and we're going to move on to the main card right now. So this first fight, I believe it was between two people making their debut, Joaquin Silva against Andrew Holbrook, who might not be making his debut. I think he fought before, I don't remember. Joaquin Silva won within 34 seconds, and I was really, really damn impressed. He managed to catch Holbrook as he was trying to stand up and just cocked him with a right and then went for it, finished him with a ground pound before the referee separated them. I was very impressed with Silva. This is his first fight in the USA, I think, so I was very impressed with watching him. It was a lot of fun. So well done to Joaquim Silva. Well deserved, man. You earned that victory, in my opinion. You really did. Next up is Korean sensation Doo Ho Choi against Thiago Tavares, and Choi won by first round knockout. He's got a bit of a tendency for the first round knockout as Choi, which is not something you often see from most Asian fighters. It's just kind of self-fact. But then again, like with how much more international and diverse the UFC is getting, it's not surprising to see like fighters from every country being able to do everything really well. Choi managed to get Tavares against the cage, landed a really good combo, and just cleaned Tavares out. It was a really, really good knockout. So I'm looking forward to seeing Choi fight more because I know he's in the UFC game. I just never actually seen him fight until this fight in particular. So yeah, it was a good showcase from him. I enjoyed seeing it. Next, we move on to a fight that had a bit of blood. That really is good. Ooh, my chest felt a bit warm there. But yeah, I had a bit of bad blood on it because of like there was a Twitter battle. And Ross Pearson, a British fighter, who I've always liked watching fight because he's just so much fun to watch, against a newbie named Will Brooks, who actually has a really, really good record outside the UFC. Brooks won by decision. I'm trying to hang on. Unanimous decision. He pretty much outstruck Ross a lot. There was one time where Ross slipped, but most of the times where he did get hit, he was rocked really bad. Brooks' wrestling overall was a lot better than Ross's as well. So yeah, it was a good showcase. It was a good debut from Will, I suppose. I mean, he did impress me, but I think he's gonna have to do a lot more if he wants to like really ascend in the UFC. But for now, he staked his claim. He staked it well, so I'm looking forward to it. Now we have the final three fights of the main card. The first one being the strawweight final from the Ultimate Fighter Season 23 between Team Claudia members Tatiana Suarez and Amanda Cooper. Suarez won by first round DOS choke. Really impressive fight. She just dominated Cooper. She did pretty much what she did in the entire season. Just took him down, ran about him, and finished him with submission. She managed to take down Cooper, managed to land some really, really good strikes on her. Then, managed to get a really, really good sweep, got the front headlock, and managed to sink in the really nasty DOS choke. I love DOS chokes. They're one of my favorite submissions. So, seeing her get that so quickly, it was really, really impressive. I think Suarez is going to go places. That was awesome. Next fight, and the Ultimate Fighter, the light heavyweight finale for the Ultimate Fighter season was Andrew Sanchez versus Khalil Rountree. Sanchez being Team Claudia's #1 pick, and Rountree being, I think, #2 for Team Joanna. I don't remember that. But yeah, Sanchez won by unanimous decision. Pretty much out wrestled Rountree the entire time. Rountree looked like he had no idea what he was doing when he was on his back. Kind of sad to watch, but Andrew, he was very, very crafty. He is a couple of years older than Rountree, so you could argue that Sanchez does have a bit more of a veteran savvy about him. But yeah, he pretty much out-wrestled and outclassed Rountree every chance that he got. So well done to Andrew. Two Team Claudia members, both top picks, won the season. So that's going to be good for Claudia. Until we get to the main event. The strawweight title fight between Joanna Jedrzejczyk and Claudia Gadelha. Their second match after the controversial ending win for Joanna a couple of years ago. What a fight this was. Holy crap. No doubt this won fight of the night because it was so amazing. There were moments where Claudia legitimately hurt Joanna. Claudia unfortunately started slowing down near the end of the rounds, and Joanna was like, no, I'm not going to let up on you. She started landing more strikes, more punches, more everything. The wrestling was kind of afterthought. I think Claudia landed a couple of takedowns throughout the fight, but she didn't really manage to do much. She did get some good submission positions, though. There was one particularly nasty armbar she almost got Joanna in, which was, I was like, ooh, but yeah. So yeah, it was a really, really good fight. Might be the best strawweight fight. This might be the fight that defines the entire division now. I think that's going to skyrocket the division. It was really, really fantastic. I hope to see a third fight, even though Joanna's won 2 out of Wood has won 2 out of 2. I don't think a third would make much sense, but what do I know? So, really, really good event all in all. I enjoyed it. Well done to Andrew Sanchez and Tatiana Suarez for having won the Ultimate Fighter season. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this event. It was good. It was really, really good. So, I guess I'll see you tomorrow for UFC 200, by which I mean I'll be reviewing UFC 200. Yeah, look forward to that.